Self-healing means many different things. Self-esteem and self-image and self-worth need to be in alignment before we face society. How we see ourselves, how we feel about ourselves, and how we value ourselves. To believe I'm lovable means I cannot wear shoes that don't fit. We're all looking for balance. We're all wearing shoes of who we are, who we think we are. Sometimes we step on other people. These shoes are too big or too small. We get stepped on. Self-healing means, on the one hand, I can be silly, sexy, sweet. On the other hand, I can be impulsive and intolerant, insecure. I can be spiritual, sensual, and special. On the other hand, immoral, ignorant, interrupting. Self-healing is when we recognize that our externalized projections will catch up eventually. We can't outrun our own shadow. And looking at luck. I'm still a horse, but I feel comfortable to share. Luck is being prepared when the opportunity comes. Luck is being able to recognize silence and stillness sometimes are necessary to make it through the cycles. Luck is knowing that becoming one with ourselves is the way to wake up through the pain. Because we remember that in the middle of the tree is the heart before all the rings started. When a man acts like a woman, demanding light from her, trying to control versus sharing light, this irritates, creates more tension. Self-healing is being able to align with the natural flow of the cyclical energy, whether it's testosterone, estrogen, progesterone. At a certain point, we have to recognize our own neuroses. We may be expecting people to change, but we see them as disrespectful, selfish, dishonest, manipulative, abusive, hypocritical, deceptive, two-timing, unreliable, abandoning, treacherous, violating, even a sinner. When we take responsibility for the free love, we can start to build with people fresh, day by day. We each get our own heaven or Mount Zion to our own capacity. Self-healing is we each get our own truth, our own Torah, our own Dharma to our own capacity. We each get time to record events that occur in our life. Living in the now is the way to see clearly the reality. Another way to irritate the feminine masculine is when a woman is trying to be a man. She's going to get hurt trying to be so self-sufficient when she really needs, during her cycles, to be supported. A man needs to support. During his cycles, when he feels low, he needs to feel productive, capable. When a woman feels low, she needs to feel produced for, abilities invested in her. When the Jews were in Egypt, it was the year 2448 when they left, 210 years later. Apparently it was 400 years in Egypt, started with the birth of the one who would have those children go to Egypt. So right now, according to the Jewish calendar, it's 5782. Or maybe it's 5783, I'm sorry. And we can download our ancestral inherited knowledge. It helps a lot. For example, Abraham was born in 1948. At 52, he began to teach Torah in the year 2000. The truth. And he married Sarah. It says in the Zohar that for a man to be complete, he needs to be married. And then he gets his prophecies and his visions. So if these years are cycles that are occurring again, even though we start at different times, according to different traditions, it's worthwhile to see these repeats in the numbers. This is 2022. But what happened a different time in 2022? Maybe this explains why we get provoked. Previous cycles, even year to year around our birthday, or year to year around certain holidays. Why our strings feel pulled, why we feel triggered. For example, Solomon, he had too many wives, gold and silver, and horses, drinking. He married Paro's daughter right after becoming king, even though he was supposed to ensure the people didn't go back to Egypt. So God raised his adversary for him, Hadad. And this starts to show us that in these cycles there are special times. Passover requires, because it just passed, doing right, being worthy, begging to be freed, specific prayers, the 4 cups of wine and the matzah. So this shows us we've got to be happy with a little. Matzah is not pasta and pizza. It's flatbread, barely cooked with anything, just flour and water for 18 minutes. The 4 cups of wine show us that everything which we think is a substance that can be used for addiction actually can be elevated. This is how we break free from our adversaries. 3, we have to know what exactly we need to ask for. Do we need to ask for faith? Do we need to increase our trust? For example, we need to want to be freed. We need to yearn, elevate the yearning to be free, to be free. We need to actually feel worthy, so we need to do right. This all ties back to our self-esteem, self-image, and self-worth. To feel worthy of freedom. There's 4 emanations of the lower nature. They're called elements or kegs. Water, the keg is pleasure. Air, the keg is scoffing and frivolity. Fire, the keg is anger and impulsivity. Earth, the keg is sloth and weights. The water keg is creativity. The earth is the animalism. The fire is the beast. And the air is the light and the dark. So as I said, a woman lets a man care for her. He finds who he wants. He learns her. He earns her. She trusts him. She serves him. His service of the divine, his willingness to take a higher power is how much he'll be able to be received by her. Our soul keeps track. Our true self knows. He gets his role to provide for her, to protect her, to reassure her. His bonding, his mitzvah, his commandment is to find a wife because she brings bracha, blessing. The money isn't the security. She brings abundance resourcefulness, problem solving. She's a bridge for life. The feminine aspect of the creator. The reason I'm going into this is because there's the masculine and feminine aspect to the way in which we relate to the creator. So the feminine aspect nowadays is very wounded. And the physical of these generations, especially right now, the earth is showing us. And so we need to start looking at things as the time, the energy, the resources. Is it worth it? These are very valuable. These are precious. The time, the energy, and the finances. Is the relationship, is the job, is what I'm doing worth my voice, my resources? Our love language comes from our parents. The traits do not change. They're from family. But the consciousness of the Creator, God consciousness, divine ability, the ability to be in awe of glory, to witness the miracles, to see the truth, to recognize the Creator is also the destroyer, that can change. We have the capacity. And how we arrive into true self-worth, self-esteem, self-image, to be big and small at the same time, is to recognize that our dreams, our goals, our aspirations are more important than liking someone's shown representative to get what they want from me. Let that sink in. Another may show a self through an image. They may show their self-worth, their self-esteem, because they want me to see them a certain way, even if what they want is my approval, my witnessing. They say, can you see me? Do you value me? Do you feel good about me? So they're going to show me whatever they could to get that. But my dreams, my aspirations, my goals have to be more important. So now we look at who is the most important person? Clearly, with the man and woman, I'm leading up to this, the partner. The partner is the opposition. It's the mirror. The core, the cause, has an effect, the prism. They show us never will their hands be exactly the same as our hand. Their hand is always going to be, our pinky will be on our thumb. They match like this. They face each other. When you make space for a partner, it's a portion of you that you're going to see in somebody else. So there's very important questions. It's going to affect self-esteem, self-image, self-worth. These are questions. This is a practice of inquiry. These are questions for ourselves. To see our partner, this is our helper. This is our opposer. This is our big one and our small one at the same time. Did I create an ideal? Can I name flaws? Obviously, I'm going to start again. We got to do this with ourselves first. And then we can do this with the other. Did I create an ideal? Can I name flaws? Is there a boundary here, or is it messy? Is there privacy? Is everything free for all? What do my parents think? Is there flexibility and kindness? Do I respect them? Can I identify investments that I have made? Can I see where I've invested in their abilities or in mine? Can my communication be open and honest? Does this one bring out the best in me? If there is no change here, can I commit? We got to start with ourselves, wishing self-healing for your esteem, worth, and value. Thank you for listening to me.